A few days later finds the Crenshaws and Bradley at Crenshaw's rural South Carolina home.
Pompano, my God, what a treat.
See? What good things you can have on your diet?
Oh, I never doubted that for a moment. Even that damn hospital food didn't fool me.
You'll never get finished complaining about the hospital food.
Bradley's driving to the restaurant?
I hope so. I'm too tired.
Well, I'm not. The doctor's willing to leave me at the wheel, but you raise hell every time I bring up the subject.
Don't you think you'll be more easily recognized driving?
The car's got tinted windows anyway, so few people even know we're here.
No. It can be learned with a bit of electronic digging. That's the hard part about the kind of work I do.
Then we'll just sit in the back. Bradley?
The dead don't need to be woken up just now, Alex. You both ready?
Oh, it's so beautiful out here.
The country's like a completely different world.
But I don't know what the hell kind of world this damn fool's driving this 18-wheeler lives in.
We interrupt this program for a special news bulletin. Alex Crenshaw, controversial Wall Street figure, was just killed in an auto accident near his South Carolina home. His wife, Norma Crenshaw, and his nurse, Mrs. Bradley, were also killed in the accident. They were on a state highway when they were driven off the road by an 18-wheeler. Neither the 18-wheeler nor its driver have been found. We will keep you informed as additional developments come in. Right now, we can tell you that Crenshaw made a career of buying firms that were doing quite well and would substantially raise their profits by discharging a great many of their employees. This practice of discharging workers in an already profitable business earned him the nickname Cutthroat Crenshaw. In spite of his negative reputation, he recently rehired his company's employees. We will keep you informed as to additional developments.
Well, we're not very demonstrative, are we? Somehow that kiss lacked feeling, honey, and that's not like you.
I'm afraid I'm a bit distracted. Can you sit down, Karen?
What is it?
You've heard about Crenshaw?
Is he all right?
I'm afraid he's dead.
Poor Mr. Crenshaw.
His wife and the nurse were killed with him.
My God!
They were driving near his place in the country when an 18-wheeler drove them off the road.
Do they have the driver?
No. And they'll never convince me it wasn't murder.
Honey, I know he told you that rehiring employees could result in his death, but the driver could have been drunk.
Well, the bastards weren't drunk when they laid us off today.
I know that if they really killed Crenshaw, they'd get rid of the people he rehired.
They wouldn't have had the nerve to get rid of us all at the same time. Except that they and people like them have become the kings and queens of this country.
We see them wreck the world and we only bear silent witness. But we cannot give up.
Don't worry. This family won't give up. Next week this time, I'll be back working as a part-time accountant. As for getting people to stand up to these bastards, God, don't you wonder why we take it when we're the majority?
I believe freedom is a new idea. It's as if we've been conditioned by a million years of knee-bending to some son of a bitch. This country has been a vital part of the movement, up and away from that. But a bad habit that's over 1,000,000 years old doesn't die easily.
So, we just wait for the next advance in evolution?
Don't you remember I was telling you about those living in this country's most isolated areas who are working to start the United States over again?
We could go to one of those places, of course, but what about the children? You can't just leave them in the kind of a place this country's going to become.
We can take them with us. There's hospitals and universities and farms and factories in those settlements. They have everything anyone would ever need, so that they can build based on their own dreams in an America where they won't be gobbled up, the bread taken out of their mouths.
I was an accountant who is now only a temporary replacement for those in my field who are lucky enough to still be employed. And you were a teacher who taught, among other things, history and other social subjects, but the things you taught them have become the brunt of jokes. We're parents who have seen the hopes of our children destroyed by selfish, greedy people who have their own kind of an agenda. Now we've got no choice but to rebuild America into the type of country it was meant to be.
We'll pack tonight, sell the house tomorrow, leave with the entire family before the end of next week. Time has been terminated in meaningless doubt. Now, like dogs on the run, we must turn, face our attackers, and show our teeth.
The events and the characters in these stories are fictional. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, is purely coincidental. The members of our cast:
Sal Polo, played by Peter Gabb.
Karen Polo, played by Jan Chatanet.
Alex Crenshaw, played by Jeff Hockenheimer.
Norma Crenshaw, played by Margot Fanning.
Dr. Patel, played by Peter Gabb.
Nurses played by Juanita Jackson.
Kelly Gleason.
And Gail Calderon.
Paula Moyer and Frank Peterson, played by Billy Bonsack.
Clem and the announcer, played by Jack Quarles.
Recording and music by Michael Hogan, directed by Ken Mantell. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.